Hello, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Asia Rugby Live, Real Talk, Real Rugby with me, Rod. And of course, please subscribe to us to Asia Rugby Live Facebook and YouTube page. And don't forget to subscribe and also press on the notification button should we have new content in the future. And of course, we truly appreciate for you guys to be here with us today as we talk about our topic today, rugby values. But before that, talking about the rugby news, please go to www.asiarugby.com, and the top rugby news for this week would be stage is set for Rugby World Cup 2023 draw, where the France 2023 organizing committee have announced that the Rugby World Cup 2023 draw will take place in Paris at Palais Brogniart on December 14th, 2020. That should be an exciting one, as the Rugby World Cup is definitely happening on 2023, and I'm so looking forward to that. Last year, 2019 Rugby World Cup, I was there. A lot of people were there, and a lot of people had an amazing time, and it was a great Rugby World Cup. And of course, at every Rugby World Cup, everything tends to get better. And the next news would be this Sunday would be the first international rugby game played after the pandemic is happening, after the lockdown is happening all around the world. Australia versus New Zealand All Blacks, and that should be an exciting one. And of course, the guest that I'll be introducing next is definitely excited for that game to be happening on this Sunday, the Bledisloe game between New Zealand and of course Australia. And of course, today we have four special guests talking about rugby values. And the first guest I would like to introduce to you guys is from Lebanon, Sol Mokdad. Sol, mate, tell us a little
Hey
bit
mate,
about
how are
yourself,
you?
mate. I'm good,
So
mate.
my name's Sol Mokdad. I'm the CEO of Lebanon Rugby. I've been involved with rugby for over 20 years right now as a player in management, and finally now my role with Lebanon Rugby for the past 2 years. So my job's really to take us to the next level and just keep things going, especially in the tough times that we're facing at the moment.
So with that accent, I'm gonna assume that you are not from Lebanon originally, right?
I'm fully Lebanese, mate, but I've just lived everywhere.
Oh, cool, mate. Great. For all those out there, Saul went to school in New Zealand. That's why he has that very thick accent of Kiwi accent, I guess.
It's a
Yes, Saul?
mix, bro. It's a mix. It's a mix of everything. I was
Anyway,
in Saudi Arabia for a long time. I was in Dubai, the UK. Now I'm in Lebanon for the past 5 years. So it's just a mix of everything, really. But I can get away with it, so it's good.
mate, great to have you here. Thank you for coming on the show. The next
Thanks,
guest, I
brother.
would like to introduce you from Kazakhstan. We have Nurlan Balbarakov. Nurlan, mate, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Nurlan Balbarakov. I am the senior national manager of women's Kazakhstan rugby team. And obviously, I am very happy that Asia Rugby has invited me to this prestigious show. And I'm happy to be here.
Nurlan, can you just adjust a little bit your camera so that we can see you a little bit more? Yeah, the camera. For those who doesn't know, Nurlan does not sell trophies. Those trophies are his club's
There's a
trophies.
lot at the back there.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot at the back. So he doesn't sell trophies, guys. If you go to Kazakhstan, do not go and see Nurlan to order trophies. Okay? Nurlan, can you just tilt up a
Definitely.
little bit? Tilt up a little bit so that we can see your face a little bit more. And probably a part of the chest. Tilt down, tilt down. Okay, never mind. We'll let you adjust that later. The next guest, I would like to introduce you, Butsaya Bunrak, the only lady in this panel for today. Butsaya, hello. Welcome back to Asia Rugby Live.
Hello.
We miss you so much. How have you been?
Lily, you miss me? Yeah, I'm doing good. We just went to clinic for last month. Then right now, yeah, we start to rugby in Thailand. Is very, I think is a way start from after COVID. Then it's getting better. It's getting better. Then I'm happy to see the people come to play rugby again. Yeah, that's so happy. Then we can start to play rugby in this month also. That's why.
And of course, the last but not least, the guest for today is Lote Raikabula, the national head coach of Thailand. Mana Bula, you've been busy,
Bula
huh?
bula. Sorry cup, sorry cup.
Sorry.
Yes, yeah, been really busy. Surprisingly, straight after the pandemic, we've had a vision like we discussed it a couple of months ago on the show regarding doing our clinic on the road, coaching clinic, and spreading the love of the game all over the country. So that has been good, which looking forward to talk about on the show. And very, very blessed. You know, used to play international rugby for New Zealand for a number of years. So I love that and really blessed to jump into coaching and really enjoying coaching. So yeah, and good to be back on the show too. So thanks for having me.
Mana, don't worry. Everyone knows you. You don't have to tell that. Everyone knows you, especially Kumar. He knows you very well.
Oh,
Anyway, guys, thank you very much for being here today. And today we'll be talking about rugby values. As you know, what are rugby values? The rugby values are the ones that make us who we are, how we treat each other on the field and also off the field. And probably I can start with Saul has some stories that he wants to share with us. As recently, Lebanon went through a really bad, I guess, disaster when that uh, it's not a bomb. I guess it's a disastrous event that went on in Beirut, and I guess there's a lot of parties that was involved in rebuilding the whole thing. Can you tell us about it, Saul?
Thanks for that, Rod. Yeah, on August 4th, there's a massive disaster, as you said. There was an explosion in the Beirut port. It was a big mistake, really. It was ammonium nitrate, and there was tons of it, and it just caused devastation all throughout the capital, especially down by the port areas. So Jamaize, Mar Mikhail, Karantina, different areas around there. So I think it was around 6:20 p.m. I'm not sure of the time exactly, but yeah, you could hear it everywhere. I was at home, and I thought it was under my housemate. So it was pretty shocking, to say the least. And I think a lot of people are living the PTSD after that, which is pretty sad. But it was amazing because we were on a off-season break at the moment, and with the whole COVID-19 pandemic and all that going on, it was pretty quiet time for Lebanon rugby. But given the, like you said, rugby values and how it is about us as people, it was awesome to see almost instantly the amount of support that the rugby community, and we do have a small rugby community, that went down to aid the people in need in the Lebanese community in general. The first thing we did as a federation, myself and one of the board members, we started a GoFundMe campaign called the Lebanon Rugby Disaster Fund, which we used to target, the greater rugby community around the region and the world. And it was overwhelming, the kind of support that we got. We were able to raise about 15,000 British pounds, which will be given to the Lebanese Red Cross, Balbarakov, which is another organization. Probably that night and almost in that morning, first of all, we did a check, we did a roll call, and I spoke in all the WhatsApp groups that we have, and we checked on the family, on the rugby community, and everyone was fine, thankfully. Unfortunately, one of the boys on the national team, his house got completely destroyed down in Beirut. So we started a personal fund on the side, which we were able to get the money almost instantly to help him with the recovery. Especially that was the only house that he had, and he grew up and was born in that house. So, it was really heartwarming to see the support that these people that play against each other on the pitch and our rivals every weekend are able to stick up for each other and really support each other and aid each other in a time of need. Which brings me down to the rugby value of solidarity. Up until today, I know players involved in different clubs and teams are down there helping with the relief, whether it's the first few days was clearing the rubble. Actually, the first 2 weeks was clearing the rubble, providing food, medicine. A lot of people started different small organizations, just trying to tap into friends and family for a little money here and there, because a little goes a long way, But it was really interesting to see. It wasn't just a few people; it was the majority of everyone. It was from board members on our administrative board, from management to players, to women's rugby players, to youth players, down there from morning till night, just really providing their support and wanting to do anything they can. And I don't know if you know, Lebanon at the moment is going through a pretty rough patch, regardless of COVID. And there's a lot of conflict in between the Lebanese society. But to see that and these players putting all that aside and being able to stick to each other, and the majority of it coming from Lebanon rugby-based players, is amazing. It's really heartwarming, like I said, and it's something to be really proud of. And they should be really proud of themselves.
Mate, you didn't use your executive powers to ask people to come down and help out?
No, mate. We wanted to actually put together a relief team, but everyone had already volunteered for different organizations. So I was just like, it's not even worth it. People are already doing their job. So, I did my bit wherever I could, but it was awesome, bro. Like, to just see these young players coming out there, and Kuram did a great job with interviewing a few of them, and just really, I'm sure you've seen the photos, but the photos don't do it justice in a negative way. Obviously, the devastation was, you hear stories, the death toll, the injuries, the failure of the government to provide relief, but just the boys and the girls being down there and till today, mate, is just really good for rugby and Lebanon rugby and the values that we're trying to instill into our players.
Oh, that's definitely a great story, mate. Thank you for sharing that. And obviously, amongst four of you guys, of course, there's your own story that we want to share amongst Nurlan, amongst Lote, and also Butsaya. To our audience out there, if you have any questions, please do comment down below, and we will relay to our panelists today, to our guests today, as we would appreciate any sort of questions that that relates to rugby values and how these guys connects to rugby values on and off the field. Next, I would like to ask Nurlan, since we are talking about rugby values, as how Saul told us that his side of the story. Nurlan, you have an interesting story as well about your son. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, the values of rugby for me, I will tell you a drama of my life. 4 years ago, my 1-year-old son got child cancer, and all rugby communities of our country in Kazakhstan, my home club Almaty, and the national team players and the Asia Rugby family helped me raise money to his treatment. And every week, Asia Rugby covered information about my son in social media. And I want to thank all rugby community around the world, especially my friends from Hong Kong Island, who still support my son. And the rugby values for me, the brotherhood and the friendship. Former Hong Kong player, his name is Tom Hall, paid for my son's surgery in South Korea, and we still have a good communication with him. Every month I send my son's photo and video to him, and he's so happy. And yeah, the values of rugby for me, that to show brotherhood and friendship.
During that difficult time, you must be, probably it was a lonely time, but the rugby community gathered and helped you out. How did you feel during that time?
Yeah, it was very difficult time in my life because my only 1-year-old son had the cancer, and I was so excited and impressive to get very huge support from rugby community. And as I said before, when we meet our friends in Asia, we are talking, and always I say that Al Rami is not only my son. This is Asia Rugby son now, because they showed very huge support.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's something great, man. I think it's really hard to achieve that, but you
Yeah,
know what,
it was so
the strength
amazing. It
of the
was so
rugby
amazing.
community, yeah, it was amazing, right? Definitely. Um, moving along, in Thailand recently because of the pandemic, because of the lockdown, there wasn't much rugby going around. But to restart rugby, the Thailand Rugby Union had an initiative of having a bus going around, bringing the head coach, Lote Raikabula, ex All Black Sevens player, to go around and meet all these, young rugby players, and to spread the smile. I guess, Lote, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Oh, as I mentioned in the last shows that we had, it was for us more connecting with our rugby community, and it was good to see that our union actually reach out, and that was the purpose of one of the reasons why we went on the bus. It was to travel up to this province and connect with our family and bring some smiles back into their face, especially being in a lockdown. We were in there for a couple of months. I guess the same with everyone else all over the world, but this was one of our big reason why we went on the road, is to try and help our rugby community, and just to show them that we care. I guess in previous years we tend to work separately. Up north they seem to do their own thing, and down south seems to do their own thing. But at the moment, after the clinic, everyone is really united, and that was one of the positive things that came out from the clinic. Another one was upskilling our coaches and our players, and also the officials, the referees, the players, and also the physios and the trainers. So, as we all know, it's the coaches can't really do his job if the trainers or the physios can't do their part, and it's all also depend on the referees on the field too. So, there was another big reason why we took the whole staff and management on the road to try and upskills and educate with the new stuff that's happening now in world rugby, so we up to par, not behind the rest of the world. So that was promising, that was good, and we can actually see we've had 2 domestic competition all over Thailand now. We can actually see the difference of the stuff that we've taught the coaches, and also the players and the officials too. They are much better in the breakdown, their skill sets, and the referees too are really good professionally, and also the physios out there on the tournament. And the other one was trying to build as well while on the road, getting into rugby, that program as well. So, massively, the last 2 tournaments, especially the one that we just had last weekend, we had about 70 something teams that rocked up to the tournament, and majority of those teams were from secondary school and primary school level, also university. So very promising, and we definitely can see the impact of our Chang Rugby Clinic on tour. So right now Thailand is on a good track, but at the same time we know there's a lot of work still to be done. We've got 2 tournaments coming up in Chiang Mai this weekend, and then the following week in Bangkok. So, and then the 1st of November we have our nationals, you can call it. So it's like all the runners up and the finals from every province will come down to Bangkok and play in that tournament. So it's a massive positive things for us, and we couldn't, like I always said in the past, we couldn't done this without the support from our committee and the vision from our president, who's been very, very supportive in terms of the funding and the financial support during these tough times post pandemic.
You've been really busy. You still gonna be busy up till Christmas, huh?
Oh, mana,
Thailand.
full on busy,
Mana.
man. Straight after the clinic, we had to travel up and not only show face, but actually to go and see the work that we've done in the last 2 months post pandemic, to see the outcome of our clinic. So I have to get on the road and do this stuff. But the good news, man, the good news is it's not on the bus; it's by plane this time. So that's positive.
Happy for you.
Mana, you didn't make the people, the players in the clinic to do hill sprints like you used to do
Not
when under patients, huh?
not yet, mana. Not yet. There's a surprise coming up. Don't tell
No hill
Butsaya. Don't
sprints,
tell
huh?
Butsaya.
I don't-
No.
Anyway, yeah, we have
Still
Butsaya.
for now.
That's Women's National Rugby Sevens player, Butsaya. Yeah, you were involved as well in the bus tour, right? Can you tell us
Yeah,
how's your
every
involvement
tour
in
with
this
Lote,
tour?
every province with him. Yeah. Uh, about me for a clinic, I think we about my prayer about me. I feel like we very so happy to see the new faces and a new player come to join us. I can't believe about to see the many people come and support us like that. I saw like the young player come, like the men, like the boy and girl want to play rugby. That's so happy for us. Then I feel very inspired myself also. I want to be a better person for them because when the national player go to off to the bus, I saw the many eyes to the young and the young player saw us to like the idol or like the role model. I feel like wow. We never feel that before because we never come to see them like last time. We never do that. Then for me, I tell to my player like they respect you like this, then we need to give them like what we get from the national player to give us. Then we give to smile, we give to skill, we give to what they have, what they happy, what can make them happy. Then about me, about the player, I think we so very happy. Then we want to be the promote rugby more in Thailand. And and I was very surprised. I saw many school growing up, many the new team come to play rugby like the kid. Like I think it's like 3 years old or 4 years old, they start to play rugby. Then parents come to support. I think it's a very positive in Thailand. Then I need to say thank you to Lotte to help us to promote in the games like this because we never know like so many fans support us. We just look at the in the Bangkok, then we never know like the young girl or young boy look at us from the like the behind or look at us when we play. When we go to them, then we just like, oh, I see this one. Then about the player, we so impressed also. That's why that like I cry sometimes because I'm really happy to see like the kid or like the girl or the boy respect us because we never know. But this tour is make me to be like I want to show them. I want to build a team can be the professional model more than this time. Then want to be the team like the better team. Then they will come to like the support and want to be the national player in the future and look at us. It's like the role model or want to be like us in the future. Then I think this clinic is a change my mind also. Then I would like to change the young player and the new kids come and one day want to be the national player in the future. Yeah, I'm so happy to be in the clinic all the province with Lotte. Very happy.
Kapan
Lotte,
Cup,
Yeah.
Kapan Cup.
Lotte. So next time, don't put her on the bench again, okay? Never put her on the bench again. She's always starting.
Never, never,
Okay.
never, never, never.
She will always say good things about you. Oh
She's
man,
she's some
no, cannot. You cannot
she's
put her on
she's
the
she's
bench.
some. The problem is she sometimes give me the look that she wants to sit on the bench. You know.
Yeah. I will.
Okay. Anyway, moving along. I think since we are talking about teams, right? I think Saul, your national men's team
Yeah, the Phoenix.
has achieved something, right? Yeah. Can you share about the national men's
Um,
rugby team?
so our men's team's called the Phoenix. It's the national bird of Lebanon. I know it doesn't exist, but it's it's the national bird. Um, we punch above our weight, mate. We've got a really solid team. We've got a good structure, and we've got a great blend of, tapping into the expertise of the Lebanese diaspora. Lots of Lebanese players live abroad and play abroad at a decent level. So we were able to find that great balance of getting the aid of these boys from outside Australia, UK, Germany, France, some players in Dubai as well, to come and join the ranks of the boys that play over here in the domestic championship. So, we've been able to do pretty well, I think, considering the size of the operation and the competition level that we've got here, and us playing against nations like we're in the ARC Division 3 West, so we play against Qatar, Jordan. We've played in different tournaments and we've won it a few times. So, last year we played in Qatar and we lost to Qatar in the final. We had the lead most of the game, but in the end they got the best of us. So it's the only team that we haven't beat yet. So it's always up there on the top of the list with the boys. But no, credit to the boys. They really work hard all year round. Our time in camp, we only come and meet probably 2 or 3 days before any tournament, so we don't have that much prep. So the amount of work that goes on from the coaching staff and the strength and conditioning team, management, and the amount of effort we put in throughout that 1 week to 10 days is incredible. So yeah, we've got a successful team, I would say, and I think it's only going to get better through the hard work that junior rugby is doing, and the player pathway is working really well. We've got some great up and coming players in our junior ranks. We had a under 20s, under 18s, under 16s, under 14s. We took them all to Qatar, so that was huge for us. So we're headed in the right direction.
Man, saying that, you were mentioning about, you only had 10 days of preparation going into a game. So moving forward, years to come, how do you overcome that? How do you make sure that the team is really prepared to go into a tournament and face whatever team that you guys are going to face?
Look, I think I speak for a lot of other unions. Our biggest issue at the moment is funding.
For sure.
We don't get any government support. It's all self-funded. So whenever we travel as players, we pay from our own pocket. We try to get different sponsorship for different tournaments that we can, but it's never fully funded. So, the hosts of Asia, the ARC, Asia Rugby Championship, pay for the accommodation, but we try to fly out 2 days earlier just to get that prep, because you've got players coming from different parts of the world, and they need to, some people coming from Aussie, they've got to sort out the jet lag. But, looking forward, and like you said, in the future, it's going to come down to funding, and that's got to come down to how we run our union, how we're able to become self-sustainable and really drive that international men's program to deliver.
Different from Lebanon, Kazakhstan now, the women's team in the Olympic repechage. Nurlan, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, next year we have one of the main important rugby event, the Olympic repechage, which will be held next year. The final place for 2 places for women's team will be decided at Olympic repechage, and of course we'll try to go through repechage to the Olympic Games, because we have everything to go there. We have fully support from the National Olympic Committee of Kazakhstan, and we have coaching staff, medical staff, brilliant administration staff, and we have hard working players. And of course, for every athlete to be part of Olympic game and represent our country is a big honor and the pinnacle of hard work. And the final destination is the Olympics. And of course, we'll try to do our best to compete high standard teams, and we'll try to do our best because we have everything to compete.
Nurlan, I would say that women's rugby in Kazakhstan is really important since you guys are going for the Olympic repechage next year. So, can I say that women's rugby is really an important part of Kazakhstan rugby?
Of course. Kazakhstan rugby very hard working to promote women's rugby in our country. And for example, in 16 regions of our country, 10 regions actually play women's rugby. And we have too many new faces who would like to be part of the Kazakhstan rugby national women's team. And for example, now as governments had commuted quarantine, and we had first our training camp, and our coaching staff has invited new faces to the national team to recruit in a senior team. And because some of our experienced players now they retired, and we would like to find new faces who who will be able to be compete in an international area.
And you guys are involved with the Rugby World Cup as well, right?
Yes, yes. There's a second main event will be the Rugby World Cup qualification, which will be held in March if pandemic will end. Now we start our preparation for the World Cup qualification as well. Now, since 1991, we got independent. We missed only once a World Cup, and due to financial issues. But this year we would like to bring our dream again, and we'll, as I said before, we working on this with the government and with the Kazakhstan Rugby Federation. We would like to back again to our place in New Zealand.
Nurlan, you want a coach Lote Raikabula, you tell me, okay? I'm his agent.
Not Kuma.
I'm going to discuss in the next
Hey.
Asian 7 series. I want to suggest my trophies behind us, and maybe we're going to have some deal.
Hey,
Anyway, talking about women's rugby, moving along, talking about women's rugby.
Lotte, you're more than
Butsaya,
welcome to come to Lebanon, mate. It's very nice over here.
there you go. There you go, Lotte. I just opened the door for you, man.
Yeah, Mike.
Anyway,
May I
so
open
we are
the
talking-
dialogue?
Since we are talking about women's rugby, Butsaya, you are included as
Yes.
one of the unstoppables in Thailand. Tell us about
Yeah.
that, man. You must be really excited.
Yeah, really excited because in Thailand, women are growing up right now. Like the kids start from the very young. Then I think for a girl, it's not so hard to play rugby. Then I went to clinic. Then I saw like the girl and the boy can play together. That does mean like we can play rugby like the men's. And yeah, I think for a girl in Thailand, we start growing up. So because many schools start from the women from the girls, and yeah, because this competition, I can see like many school from the girls come to join in the competition. Then I feel like, yeah, because we I want to share them like what I get from rugby. Then I want to give to them like the passion. I say like pass to them is like smile, because I think it's for rugby. If you can play without smile, then you're not so fun, because when you play rugby, you must to have fun and smile like Lote said last time. Okay, then I just think like when we play rugby, I want to give smile to the girl and boy. Then we smile, we having fun. Then we will play together. Then we will love to play rugby more many years. And for me, I'm so very grateful to be like the one of the girl in Asia to be the unstoppable. And I want to invite to the young girl come to play rugby more, because in Thailand is right now rugby is like so, yeah, it's so many people know us more because of we promote a lot. Then yeah, because the Thai Rugby Union very work so hard to want to make the new generation come to play rugby. Then I think is a good chance for us to look the new talents to come and to play rugby in the our community. And for me, I see the girls come and it's very happy, because for the women it's not very easy to bring them to play rugby, because the first thing is the parent that they doesn't want to the girl come to play rugby is a normal. Then yeah, but we give them like what we get. Then they just like, okay, let's because I went to tournament, like the kid girl, the parents come to support, like buy anything for them, like come to support and share the kid. But it's really nice, it's like the family activity together. Then for me, I'm so very happy to see that in Thailand right now. Then I want to see them is to growing up to be in the national player in the future. Yeah, to
Yeah, for
stand
sure,
in
for sure,
my
for sure.
position in the future. That's why I stay in
Yeah, yeah.
Asia Rugby, not a future. Yeah, that's why.
It will take some time definitely to build women's rugby, but you know, having someone like you, Butsaya, as the ambassador for women's rugby in Thailand would definitely help, especially with your character. To our audience out there, if you don't know that Butsaya has gone to many places. For instance, Malaysia, stayed in Malaysia, played with the club in Malaysia for I don't know how long. She stayed in Malaysia and played with
Not like
strangers
Lote.
just because she wanted to play rugby and wanted to make
Yeah,
friends. So I guess
yeah.
that's how it should be with any rugby players. Um, you know, if you're not as good as Lote, you need to do that. I guess. Lote, probably
Yeah, man.
you can relate to that story, huh? Like because you were from Fiji originally, then after that you went to New Zealand to play rugby to, I guess, learn to, and then after that you represented New Zealand, being away from the family. So I'm sure you can relate to what Butsaya has went through before, huh?
Yeah, it's well, that's why we like I said at the start, very grateful to what rugby has done. To like Butsai was saying, and I will probably lead up with my part too. Very very blessed to to do what we love, and those, yeah, it's really tough, this part of the world, in with women's rugby, but we try and create a way that it's a sport. It's not anyone can play it, and that's the best thing about rugby. Any size can also play. So that's very 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 good with us here in Thailand, and I will also, I'll be always grateful to the support from our union, and like I talked about on the little short video that I sent through about the passion that we've got here, which lead into a lot of things, that the vision from our union and our president to try and host some tournaments, to be held here in Thailand, and the domestic one that we are doing now, it's to keep promoting the game, and definitely not to touch into this, into our communities, our like what Butsa is saying, all the kids that don't have the opportunities, rugby can definitely give them a pathway, an opportunity, especially with the support coming from our president, our committee, which is already happening. After the end of November, we'll be selecting a big group of players, and we don't care about the age really, as long as they're coachable, they're excited, they want to play the game. We'll definitely give them opportunity, and that's what's been happening right now in Thailand. The passion here, it's massive, and I guess that's why I'm still here, because I'm really, I really
You
love the
love
passion
Thailand.
and the love. Yeah, I love Thailand. I really love the passion. Yeah. So my
Butsaya,
my mate in Lebanon might have to wait for a little bit, brother, and Kazakhstan, eh?
Maybe he stay in Thailand so long.
hey, Butsaya,
I,
how's
Yeah.
Lote's Thai? How is his Thai
Huh?
language? Is it good?
Net
How's
noi,
his
net
Thai?
noi.
Yeah, he can speak like better than last time. สวัสดีครับ เอาใหม่ Then when we training,
Am
he
I?
still learn more in Thai language. Some word I still like, oh, why you know this word? Why
The good words, the
like
good
who
words,
taught you
the
to
good
speak?
words, eh?
No, sometimes bad word also, right?
I,
I told Lotte like,
uh,
you cannot speak like this to everybody, Then Lotte said, why? He's an impolite,
Hey,
you know.
Butsaya, I'm sure
Lottie, just a
Saul knows
question.
some bad words.
Yeah, brother.
No.
I'm an
But
angel.
he's good. He's good. He tried to
What
speak
is
more
it,
Thai.
so?
Yeah, Saul, you were saying? You were saying?
No, I don't know any Thai actually. I've been there a few times, but I can't speak anything. What I wanted to ask you was, the bus tour that you guys did, was it all sevens based? Is that most of your development?
Nah, no. Was full 15s, like everything,
Oh, nice.
everything, and that was my first introduction when I take the coaches and the players. Is we are here not just for sevens, we're here for the full thing. So 15s, sevens, and 10s. So and also was more preaching about the principles of rugby and what the meaning of it and why it's so important, how you're gonna do it, and all that stuff. So So that was the whole reason. So yeah, I've been fortunate enough not just to like with qualification. So I've got my level 3 in coaching 15s as well. So that really helps. And I'm also grateful with New Zealand Rugby on that side for helping me getting all my qualifications, because you know what happens life after rugby. It's pretty pretty daunting, you know.
Yeah, of course, bro. No, well done. It's
Yeah,
always
cheers,
awesome
Lote,
brother.
to
are you
see
going to,
and to learn from
sorry, Lote,
different
are you
unions
going
what
to
they're
coach
doing.
Rugby 15 Thailand team? Are you going
No,
to coach?
Oh,
at
there
this
you go.
stage.
No way, no way, no
There
way.
you go.
Yeah, last year you gave us big trouble twice in the Asian 7 series. That's enough.
Lotte, they
No,
offering you a
I'll
job
stay in
already, man.
sevens. Yeah, I'll stay in sevens. I'll stay in sevens for a bit. But yeah, I still love 15s. It's good to mix it up. I'm really close with the 15s coaches here in Thailand. They also come on the road on the clinic. All the sevens coaches and also all the 15s coaches and all the players. So and just a massive shout out to all the staff here in Thailand. You know, they're probably watching now. The medical part, the trainers, the coaches, and also the players and all the coaches. You know, they really worked extremely hard. The travel was quite tough and long, but everyone, you know, put their heads down and give back to rugby, which is awesome, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure. Talking about rugby values again, what I said about Lotte just now, to Saul. Saul, you can probably relate to Lotte's story of, going everywhere, traveling everywhere, and you can adapt to the places that you went because of rugby. Can you relate to that?
Yeah, look, I mean, there's a term for it. It's called being a third culture kid. I've done a lot of traveling. I've gone everywhere. I've lived everywhere. But I think being raised the way that I was, going to international schools, it just makes you, like you said, you can adapt a lot easier. So wherever I go, I'm able to be independent and able to, uh, make friends. If you go to a rugby club, you've got 25 new friends on Facebook. So it's it's pretty cool using rugby as a tool to kind of settle down anywhere that you go. Lotte said it, and Butsaya said it as well. She went to Malaysia. So for me, whenever I go anywhere new, the first thing I do is I Google the closest rugby club, and I make sure that I'm part of it. And in Lebanon, we do get a lot of people coming from abroad and doing the same. So luckily enough, the club that I play for, Beirut Phoenicians, we've got a good online presence, and whenever anyone comes from abroad, specifically like students that come to study Arabic or are into doing an exchange program, they come and they join the club, and we make them feel at home. So yeah, rugby is an awesome tool to do that, and wherever you go, you always find a bit of family.
Nice,
Last
brother.
question
That's
to
good.
Nurlan. Nurlan, this rugby values we've been talking about. How do you implement rugby values in this growing game, especially in Kazakhstan?
Yeah, it's a very good question. And rugby values is the grow in our country in a high level. And every young player, they show how our women's team play in an international area, and they have dream to be part of our national team. And when they see how our women's team play, they would like to grow as well, because they every day see our women's team on a training session, and they see how to be a high level professional player, and they try to be like them.
So you're talking about more to the women's Kazakhstan team, right? You were referring more to that, right?
Because I'm manager of women's team, and why I'm talking too much about them.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And of course, the
And
trophy
you
behind
CEO
you,
too?
right?
I was talking earlier to someone, and I always said coaching women is a lot more rewarding and easier than coaching men. I don't know if you agree, Lotte, but my experiences here in Lebanon coaching the women's down at the university has been unreal, and they're much better suited to be athletes.
Why?
There's no,
Oh, it's
Said a
it's
good way,
definitely
Lote.
definitely rewarding. But I'm very blessed to be given the opportunity to coach both here in Thailand, men and women. So the coaching style definitely changed. But
Yeah, 100%.
definitely I can see what you're saying. The girls really takes it in and work
Yeah,
really hard. And now the
the
boys, now
commitment's
the boys,
unreal.
the very committed. But one thing I love about coaching the boys too is you can really go aggressive. You can relate to them. If you go,
Yeah,
if
yeah, exactly.
I remember
You,
when I tried
you don't
doing
have
that in
to.
my first
You don't have
clinic.
to be careful with what you say.
Yeah, I remember when I first took the woman. I think Butsaya was crying the way I was talking. So,
Ah, why?
but the men,
Okay,
oh, they
no,
loved
no.
it. The men, they loved
Just
it,
lay into
and
them,
that's
brother.
the
Lay into them.
that's the best thing I love about the men's too. It's a good mix. Yeah, it's a good mix.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
You
for
just change up
sure.
your coaching
It's a
style,
good
and
answer, Lotte.
you,
It's a
you,
good
Yeah.
answer.
Anyway, guys, hey, you know what? Saul, Nurlan, Lote, and Butsaya, you guys have been really, really great, really good sport. Sharing your stories, sharing your rugby values. Talking about rugby values. I think I had so much fun in this episode. I think you guys have so much fun. Thank you very much for being on the show. Hope to see you guys in the future. And to you guys out there, keep watching and keep following Asia Rugby Live. Don't forget to subscribe and also press on the notification button should we have new content in the future. Till then, this is Saul, Nurlan, Lote, Butsaya, and I'm Rod. And this is Asia Rugby Live, Real Talk, Real Rugby. Bye bye.